Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the lesson Human Settlement. It's from India People and Economy, lesson number 4. Though we have already discussed about the human settlements in the fundamental books, but now with the reference to India, we are going to start it. As you all are knowing, human settlement. Okay, let me take it again. Those who have not attended the class can understand it now. As we all are knowing, what is a human settlement? See, it's a cluster of dwellings of any size or type where people live more or less permanently. See, what does this word dwellings means? House, flats or other place of residence. And it's a cluster, group. Okay, where the people they can live permanently or it can be non-permanent settlement. Okay, so it's a dwellings of any size or any type where people live more or less permanently. See, it can vary from metropolitan cities to hamlets. Hamlets, it's a small settlement, smaller than village. So, what I mean, settlements range from metropolitan city to hamlets. Hamlets, settlement is smaller than village. Okay. Now, based on the place of residence, settlements are of two types. Yes, settlements are of two types. That we have already discussed, that is rural settlement and urban settlement. Rural settlement, it is again of two types. It can be determined by rural settlement extent of building up area, at what extent these areas are lying. Built up area, to which extent the buildings are there, the clusters is there, the houses have been built, it depends. So rural settlement, it can be determined by the extent of the building up of area, up to where these areas have been built up. This is the first point, and the another is inter-house distance. Okay, what is the distance between the houses? It is closely clustered, it is semi-clustered, hamlets are there, they are dispersed settlements. What are the types of settlements? They are determined by these types, that is inter-house distances. Now, thing is that why where do we find these dwellings more? See, as we have already discussed in the migration lesson, that why do people migrate? Yes, because of the enmities, because of their requirements. Yes, job opportunities, freedom, they all migrate from one place to another. And where they migrate, the see, factors affecting rural settlements. In that, first we have physical factors like altitude, height from the sea level, terrain, like somewhere we have mountains, plains, plateaus, islands. The most important is plain areas made by the alluvial soils of the rivers. Because as that soil is very fertile, people are comfortable and have a comfortable life in that areas where they can grow, they can do the agriculture, the production is more, comfortability is more. So people living in that area, the clusters are, we find number of clusters more in number. Then another most important factor is climate. In the polar regions, the climate is not suitable to live or for other factors also. Agriculture is not possible in that area. So where the climate is favorable, we find the number of dwellings more in number. Availability of water. As we all know, in our daily life, water is the very most important thing. Without water, we cannot do anything. If we have to live, we want water. So where the availability of water, clean drinking water is available, we find clusters more in number. Another thing we find, see, cultural and ethnic group. This is also the important factor. We see in an area, we find number of Muslims more in number, Christian more in number, or it can be any group, or following a culture. Like in Gujarat, we say Gujarati culture, Rajasthani. In that area, the number of people following a culture are more in number. So that is another factor by which we can say number of dwellings. We find number of dwellings more in number. So that is cultural and it can be social structure, it can be caste, or it can be religion. Fourth, defense, security. People like to live in the area where they find themselves to be secured. Yes, they don't want living in that area where every time they are facing any problem or just facing any danger. Yes, so we find the number of dwellings more in number where the people are sick. Now we will be discussing about the types of rural settlements in India. There are 4 types of rural settlements in India, that are clustered, semi-clustered, hamleted, dispersed, or isolated. See, in clustered, it is the buildings are closely compacted area. Yes, the space between the 2 buildings is very less or there is no space. They are built up very closely. They are away from the farms, from the pasture lands, in a distinct area, separated from the farms, barrens, pasture lands. They are mostly in the linear or radial pattern along the roadside, as we have already discussed it again in the previous lesson. Yes, This type of clusters we find in the northeastern states in India, where the alluvial plains are more. In the Bundelkhand plateau, in the Nagaland regions, we find these dwellings more in number. In Rajasthan, the scarcity of water, this scarcity forced people to live in compact settlements where they find the water points. So, this type of settlement we find where the buildings are closely built up, and that is known as clustered settlements. In semi-clustered, we can see that it is somewhat dispersed settlement than the clustered one. These areas have the results of separation of large compact villages, as we are talking about the rural areas. So it has the separation of compact villages. We can say one section of the society it forced to live away from the clusters. We find that the dominant groups, they occupy the space in the center, but those who are weaker section, we find that society living at far off place or in the outskirts of the village. Then people, we find these types of dwellings in the Gujarat plains and in the Rajasthan also. In some part of Rajasthan, we find these types of dwellings. Then next is hamleted. In these types of settlements, the settlement is fragmented into several units, physically separated from each other. There are common names given to them, that is Pannas, Paras, Palis, Naglas, Thani. We find these types of settlements separated because of social and ethnic factors, as we have discussed above. This type of settlements mainly we find in the valleys of Himalayas. Another type of settlement is dispersed settlement. We find this type of settlement, isolated huts are there, hamlets of few huts are there, remote jungles, hills with farms, pastures on slopes. Means we find this type of settlement very far. Fragmented nature, terrain, land resources basis. In India, we find this type of settlement mainly in Meghalaya, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Kerala. So, we have discussed about clustered, semi-clustered, hamleted and dispersed. I will give you some notes related to this, then try to make your own notes. So, we have discussed the clustered settlement. Its features are closely built up area, separated from, they are separated from farms, barns and pastures. Pattern. They are mainly in linear pattern, radial pattern. In India, we find this type of settlement in north eastern state. Another one we have the example of Rajasthan. We find compact settlement near water point. Then we have semi-clustered settlement we find this in what I told you, in the dispersed settlement. Then the clustered one. Separated from a large compact villages. In these areas we find dominant community occupies the central areas. And weaker section lives in outskirts area of the village. In India, we find in the parts of Rajasthan and Gujarat. Okay. Then we have hamleted settlement. First factor that I told you, that they are physically separated from each other. Other names given to these areas are Panna, Para, Pali, Nagla, Thani. In somewhat it is known as Dhani also. See, First factor, they are separated physically. Another factor, they are separated because of social and ethnic factors also. Separated due to social, ethnic factor. In India, where do we find these? In the valleys of Himalayas. Okay, and the last one is dispersed settlement. First factor, they are isolated. We find isolated herds, hamlets of few herds. I will be sending the diagrams of these settlements, then it will be more clear. I will be sending it. We have remote jungles, pastures on slopes, yes, they are separated from due to nature, I can say terrain, land resource, and in India we find it in Meghalaya, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Kerala. So this is the division that we find in the rural settlement. Okay, in the next video we will be discussing about the urban settlement related to India. Thank you.